There are 5 types of white men that date black women, and I'm going to tell you what they are and the ones you need to stay away from. Spoiler, only one of these types of men are the ones you should date. Starting off, the ones that just want a good time and not a long time with you. And before you comment, well, the majority of single men just want casual relations with most women. There's a difference. The difference is that it's never going to be you. With these men, it's never going to be you. He will have fun as a single man with all types of women. He'll find you very attractive and actually like you. But he knows in the back of his head when it's time to settle down, he's going to go with what his family accepts, what he thinks is palatable, what he thinks is the norm and the default. You could be the best woman he's ever dated or had fun with or whatever the hell. It just can't be you. Which is why I don't encourage black women to have casual relations if you want to get married one day, but that's a whole nother topic. The second type is the man that has already done his duty, which means he's a little older, he's already been married, and he's already had his kids, and he's probably done having kids. He did what he knows he's supposed to do. The family man. Now that he's divorced and he's over it, doesn't care to have more kids, he's gonna go after what he actually is attracted to. You. He'll have fun, he might be generous, you'll have a good time with him, but he would have never picked you when he was in his early 20s and he was looking for a wife and children. Even if he knew at that time that he kind of liked black women. Always the older men, usually successful, but they're still into you because they already did that. These men are just for fun. You'll have a great time with them, but you're looking to settle down, be married, and be a man's first choice. You will strongly find these types of men who are Eastern European, of another religious group, who will love you down. How beautiful, how perfect you are, your dark skin. They'll say they were always into women who look like you their whole lives. But funny, they never picked you when it came to taking a woman seriously back in the day, right? So no, I don't encourage you to take these men seriously. The third type is the men who actually fetishizes you. They do not see you as a black woman as being a woman who is a human being. Yes, there are plenty of men that see all women as other. Yes. But specifically, they see you as object, they objectify, they actualize you. You're a thrill, you're a fun. And even if they will marry a black woman, they will always somehow feel superior to you, that you are less than. And the reason why they even like you is because you feel a trope or a stereotype or a savior complex or whatever the hell. They're generally not good human beings. And they see women, and especially black women, as an object for their fetish. When a man voices that he's attracted to you, try to see what about you he likes. And if it's nothing about you as a person, but just you being a black woman, he falls into this category. The fourth is the low value white man. And low value doesn't mean he's broke, because there's a lot of successful, wealthy white men who are low value. And I mean spiritually low value. They're narcissistic. They are not all there in the head. They have issues. They're emotionally inept. The majority of women would not be into them when they get to know who they are. They're great on paper, but they are not good human beings or good people at all. And the reason why they are attracted to black women is because they realize that black women are a demographic where unfortunately they may not be the most loved by their own demographic or in society. And they're attracted to, I don't want to say victims. They believe that they can get away with more BS with a black woman who may have low self-esteem, who feels like he is the prize. He's tall, he's attractive. He's what society would deem to be the preference when it comes to males and, men. And he picked you. And he believes that you will tolerate his shenanigans because you are a black woman. Those types of men pursue black women because it gives them that complex. And they get away with way more. And the last one, which is the fifth, is the white man that actually likes black women. He genuinely likes black women. He sees a future with black women. He doesn't mind marrying a black woman. He wants to marry a black woman, and he wants to have children with a black woman. There's no fetish. There's no internal strife here. Most of his exes were black women, and they were healthy relationships, and he just likes black women. They exist, and I've dated them. They know in their heads that they're going to marry a black woman one day because they love black women. And it's not for any weird or odd reason. They just see black women for who they are, and they go, I want you to be the mother of my children, and I can see long-term marriage with a woman like that. That's the type of man that you should marry, regardless of his race. But when it comes to white guys, that's the type of man that you would want to pursue. Has this been your experience, and what do you think?
I'm gonna get a lot of hate for saying every black woman that I know that formerly was with a black man and is now either married or with a white man is happy. I don't know why.
So I totally know. I'm a dating coach. I've been a dating coach for 13 years for black and brown women. And I want you all to know that a black woman and a white man combination has one of the lowest divorce rates. There are a couple of reasons for that. One, if a white man is actually engaged, married to, or dating a black woman, please understand that there is a deeper love there because he is having to actually fight against societal pressures. and indoctrination and go through all of the stares and the rude comments to be with you, and vice versa. Second thing, if that man has such an open-mindedness about him, he is going to be less concerned about gender roles and help out around the house and do things that maybe an alpha male or a hyper masculine energetic person wouldn't necessarily do. Third, white men are unfortunately have twice the graduation rate of black men. So that combined with the ascending education that's happening for black women means that there is a level of educational equality happening there in hypergamy, which, higher educated people have a lower divorce rate as well. Fourth, because of the education and obviously privileges, white men make almost 50% more than black men. So they can provide for black women, and they're not necessarily going to feel as competitive with them as many black men do. Fifth, because they have the money and they're potentially more stable, what will happen is they'll be able to get married sooner. The average marriage age for a white man is 30. The average marriage age for a black man is closer to 35. And I know that doesn't sound like a lot, but I'm sure that many of your girlfriends have been waiting around for X, Y, and Z to get ready to get married, but he just hasn't been there from a financial perspective. Again, I want someone who is going to be the best person for you, and sometimes that might be a non-black man. I want to be very clear here. The marriage rate for black women is 29%, or close to half of other racial groups. Black women are the only group that has a higher divorce rate than a marriage rate. For every 1,000 black women that are married, 31 of them are getting a divorce. For every 1,000 unmarried black women, only 17 of them are getting married. This is the only group where this happens. And because 90 to 95% of you all are getting involved with and marrying black men, we've got to try something different for a different result. So if you want to learn how to add something new to your roster, book a call with me and I can help you do that.
Dennis Simba tweeted about finding out that her best friend since she was 14 was having an affair with her husband. And we were all shook. Because we knew that they were going through a divorce. She's been very open about that. But we didn't know how deep it was. Like, I remember reading an article about her saying that she was financially abused by her husband when she moved to Germany. And I was like, I'm not shook. I have dated a German. And I know how Germans operate when it comes to money. Okay. So that part was not shocking to me. The part about, like, financial abuse. I was just like, yeah, you dated a German guy who's probably never lived much outside of Germany, so they probably are very German. But what was funny about it is, like, reading tweets about people referencing white men playing black women, because they were like, yo, these white dudes are playing our sisters, and they made references to Linda Mdawa, whose husband had cheated on her, Sonia Booth, whose husband had cheated on her, Zagisi, but we don't really know. I don't really know what happened in that marriage, why it ended up ending. But I'm like, why does it matter what race these people are? Because the problem starts when we start to romanticize and idealize mixed relationships, and we think this is where all the heaven is. Let me tell you, as a person whose long-term relationships have been with both white men and black men, men will men. A man will cheat on you regardless of whether they're black or white. A man will lie on you regardless of whether they're black or white. A man will promise you the world and then deliver nothing regardless of whether they're black or white. I have dated black men that have been amazing, like treated me so great. But I tend to gallivant a lot, and so my relationships tend to not work out with black men because they like want to capture me, and I'm like, no, I'm for like the world and whatnot. I've also dated white men where I wanted to be captured by this particular white guy, and I was just like, I could see myself, being captured by you, and he was like, I don't want kids. I don't want to get married. and we dated for 3 years. So that was a really long time. Point being, it doesn't matter. If anything, I feel like you are most likely to meet a white guy, in South Africa at least, a white guy who doesn't want kids and marriage, than to meet a black guy who doesn't want kids or marriage. I'm not saying there aren't any, I'm just saying there are very few of them. And my whole point with this video is like, when you're dating somebody, yes, culture plays a role in how they are going to likely do things and behave and respond to things. But at the end of the day, you are dating an individual. You are not dating white people. You are dating a person who happens to be white. So if they happen to not live up to whatever stereotypical views you have of white people in your head, just know it's not like a white people thing. It's just a them thing. You know, when a guy cheats on me, I'm not like, oh, black guys cheat. No, I'm just like, see, Paul cheated on me, or William cheated on me, because I've been cheated on by a black guy, I've been cheated on by a white guy. It really doesn't matter what race they from. I'd say, like, for me, now that I'm older, I am finding it much more easier, or at least since like the 30th of December, I found it a lot more easier to date South African men. Because I'm like, I know a lot more about your cultural background than I do a guy who's from East Europe or something like that. And one thing I do appreciate about South African guy, I digress, is how straightforward they are. You know, it's been so refreshing to go out with somebody who's like, I want a relationship and I want you. Rather than someone where you just go on forever and you're just like, what are we? Anyways, I digress. Point being, men will men. That was the whole point of this video.
Okay, as a black woman that has dated outside my race, I have a message for other black women. Yesterday, I saw this video of a woman saying that she's so tired of these white men making videos saying that they're down for black women, and then all these black women in the comments falling for it. And I have to say, I agree with this, because here's the thing. White men that date black women truly in real life are not on here boasting about it 99% of the time. They just go and do it. And what I find interesting is the women that are always in these white men's comments are the ones that have never dated a white man. I have dated white men, okay? And what I hate hearing black women say is, oh, black men ain't shit. Black men are this, black men are that. I'm gonna go and get me a white man. That's gonna solve all my problems. No, it's not. Like, have you ever read a history book? Just because someone is white does not mean that they're this knight in shining armor that's gonna come and pay your bills and solve and sweep you off your feet. Honey, there are jerks all around the world. It doesn't matter what color they are. And trust me, there's a lot of white men out here that are trash. Okay? So stop acting like your dreams are going to come true. Stop putting white men on a pedestal and stop simping over these white men that are benefiting off of your desperate need to be like accepted by white men. Because I feel like it's almost like y'all have this dream idea of, oh, I've never dated a white man, but I'm gonna go and get me one and it's gonna be like this. I can't. I literally can't. I find it hilarious. It's so funny to me. And I just had to say it. I'm sorry. Like, y'all need to stop. Like, please stop. I'm not saying all white guys are bad. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, like, stop being so desperate to be chosen by one. Because it's weird. Especially if you've never dated a white guy. Like, I don't understand that. Like, it's not that big of a deal. It's just a human being. And they're not better than black men or other races of men. They're not better in any way, shape, or form. Like I said, if you're a jerk, you're a jerk. So stop. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
White boys, let me talk to you real quick. You need to realize, okay? More white men need to realize what an absolute GD privilege it is to be with a black woman, all right? First of all, they have many reasons not to give you the time. And if they do, you better fucking latch on tight and hold on forever. Because when I tell you that they will just make your life better in every way, shape, and form, the black wife effect's a real thing. Now, this pretty much goes for kind of women in general, but especially Disgrace. When the secrets they will let you in on, just the better version of yourself that you will become, the better looking version of yourself that you will become. You just have no idea what you're missing out on and how basic you've been your entire life until you get one of these women in your life. And it is just magic that you can't even understand until you got it firsthand. So if she gives you the time, fellas, put a goddamn ring on it.
So when I met you, I really thought for the first time ever, wow, I didn't know black girls could be pretty like that. I didn't know that black girls could be that pretty. So really, I was astounded. It took me back, and
That's sweet. So I'm going to explain to you the pipeline of the pro-black girl with the white boyfriend. A lot of people seem to not understand this and how this could happen, but I'm going to explain it to you step by step. So basically, the pro-black girl has reached far lengths of being pro-black and woke, to the point that she cannot relate to other black people in her community. She became too woke for them. Like, for example, a lot of people were shocked by this because Nikki Giovanni is known for being super pro-black. What I think happened to her is that she became like far too well-read in these topics and far too knowledgeable, to the point where she literally cannot relate to it with other black people around her. Like, because the thing is, most black people are not really that woke. And if you start talking about like real woke topics, they'll low-key like make fun of you. There's a reason why this guy was like so lonely. He could not relate to anyone around him in his community. Everybody thought he was crazy or weird or strange. Nobody related to him because he was just too pro-black. He was too strict in their perspective. This low-key happened to me when I was 17 and I got super deep into pro-black topics, to the point where I literally couldn't relate to other black people anymore because I was simply too militant, you know what I'm saying? Like, being too militant can actually make you alone.
He definitely had a black girl fetish. I went on a date yesterday with a man that was not my race. He was very much, okay, me and him, we're just talking, just chatting. I was like, you know what, let me just do something a little spontaneous for the plot. He's like, oh yeah, I want to take you out. Let's go grab some drinks and some tacos. It's Tuesday, Taco Tuesday. Okay, cool. The crazy part is that I really did not want to go. Like, I didn't want to go at all. I was just trying to do it for the plot. We're supposed to meet at 9:30 p.m. and prior to the day, the man was already blowing up my phone, just calling me. He called me, say, oh, I'm gonna be in my suit because I'm just coming out of work, meeting, something. So wear a cheeky dress, wear a cute little dress, something. I was like, okay, cool. I ended up wearing a cute little dress. Literally, I wore this dress, okay. As I'm on my way, he calls me again, and then he asks me, oh, what would you like to drink? And I'm in my head, I'm like, come on, love you, no drink me. Don't go and poison me. Like, no, I'm like, and then I told him, I'm like, no, I'll wait till I get there before I order my drink. Like, I'm literally like 3 minutes away. There's no rush. You know what I'm saying? I get there, boom. He already was looking at me from outside the window. So he came outside to like open the door and do his little one too, I guess. So I was just like, okay, cool. That did not impress me. That's normal. I'm sorry. That's the bare minimum. Get there, order my espresso martini. He's already done with his own espresso martini. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like you just got here. At first, he's a vibe. But then after like maybe like 10, maybe 20 minutes, he starts with the sexual talk. Oh my God. I just met you, bro. So I'm just like, okay, you're funny. You know, I'm already getting uncomfortable, so I'm already looking at the time like, all right, cool, I'm about to figure out a little escape plan. He's reaching for my hand / my thighs, and I'm just like, I don't know if you're trying to be romantic, because you already started talking of all this sexual nonsense. Because he was like, oh, I'm the type of person, I feel like, oh, I need to taste before I, you know, get into a relationship. Hey! Like, no, sir, that ain't what we're doing over here. I actually tell him, I'm like, okay, I don't think this is what we should be talking about on the first date, especially because, like, I just met you, for real. Every time he finishes talking about anything sexual, he will go like, you should come see my balcony after this, you should come see my balcony after this. And I'm like, only balcony, which one? What is balcony doing for you? I was like, okay, like, what's your thing with balconies? He was like, oh, I just love balconies. Hell no. You want to push me? Or do you think any action is going to happen on that balcony? Which one is it? Because none of the above is going to happen in the name of Jesus. You are sick. He's coming closer and trying to kiss me. Oh my God, you guys, I just remember something. One moment, he tried to lock eyes with me, and then he came close. I did not like that, y'all. And then he was like, I feel like women only restrict men from sex, men that they don't like from sex. And then he was asking me, oh, do you like me? Do you find me attractive? Some. And I'm just like, bro, chill, bro. And then, y'all, he was so conceited. As I just told you guys that he would ask me, oh, do you think I'm attractive? He would answer it by himself. He'd be like, I know you think I'm attractive. I'm like, if only you knew how hard I was cringing at you right now, you would literally go home and never go on a date ever again. At this point, I started telling him, oh yeah, like, let's get the waiter, let's go, let's leave. I don't even think it was up to like 45 minutes. So next to us, there was a rooftop bar or whatever. So he wanted to go to the rooftop bar and keep drinking. Oh, Emiko, I did it, but you know, with my homegirls, I get lit. But I don't know you, so I'm not getting that lit with you, you know? So we end up going to the rooftop because I wanted to see the rooftop anyway. And then this guy tries to kiss me again. You guys, I don't know what we were talking about. I don't know what warranted this, but he started saying the N-word. This is when I lost it. And then I'm like, don't say that to me. Are you crazy? Are you sick? Like, don't say that to me. What if I knock you out right now? We were literally on a rooftop. If I push you over this rooftop now, cause of that, you said the N-word. So yes, that was my last straw. I was like, okay, yeah, like, I want to go, I want to leave. So on our way downstairs, he's still trying to convince me to go, you know, to his house and see his balcony or whatever. So I'm like, no, I'm not trying to go see your balcony, whatever. So he gets irritated, he gets angry, and then he walks off, or like we both part ways and walk off. I'm like, no, I'm walking to my car. He's not saying anything. We don't say bye, we don't say nothing. We just part ways, and I go home and he goes home, and that's it. That was literally the end of the date, you guys. He didn't even last 24 hours. I personally don't think I'll be trying that again. Like, I couldn't even stand his sight. I don't know. Maybe it was because it was corny and very, very egotistic. I don't know. Maybe that will, I don't know. And then he was making like several racist comments. He was like, I thank God you're not ghetto, like, you know. I'm like, what do you mean? I've only encountered racism in my comment section, but seeing it in real life is crazy. Right in front of my koro eyes like this. Hey, I barely knew this man for like 24 hours. Oh my God. And I even forgot to mention, this man gonna smack my nyash. He gonna try to smack my nyash. I think that was the moment where I decided, okay, now it's time to freaking leave, because this man is crazy. I don't know you. Anyway, that's the end of this story time. I will see you guys in my next video.